Sorry, Cooper. We got all right. So more of a serious topic. That's our police. We are live. If we're janitor, still. Oh, about the place tonight. Yep. This is more of a. I'm gonna let my. Actually, one second. Let me get rid of this hat, if I can, or the helmet. Sorry, not the hat. Oh, I can't. Let's get some aviators on, shall we? There we go. I wish I could just have the shirt, skirt, whatever. So, yeah, like I said, this is more or less just gonna be me allowing my feelings to get the best of me. So if you guys do not want to watch this or hear me rant on and on about the police department and how the blue line is slowly um, make god damn this fucking stream. Just fuck this internet, you guys. Like honestly. Yeah. Let me switch. Go to YouTube real quick. Oh my gosh. You know what? No. We're doing this on Twitch. One likely tonight. If this streams. If this stream crashes. Alright, we're good for right now. We're gonna go up. And we're gonna go over here. Where I know that there's gonna be some police cars. So, welcome to the stream myself. So that's what that was. My own, or myself entering the stream tonight. Yeah. Sorry for my nose. Holy crap. Alright, screw. Ah, gosh. Okay, let's not care about the nose, shall we? But the blue line. The whole Blue Lives Matter. You guys are probably getting real tired of hearing it, but I decided that I probably should get into it as well. My dad was a correctional officer for a long time in my life. My mom does security, so she, of course, works with. And we're gonna get rid of the sound altogether. I probably should just turn down my sound, which I will do here just real quick. There we go. Now I can turn this up just a bit. So, oh no, I've had police in my life for a very, very long time, basically all my life. I really highly respect police, and in all honesty, if I see a police struggling to apprehend a suspect, I'm gonna gladly jump in and help that. struggling officer out to apprehend the suspect. Uh, I've seen on Facebook a lot. Welcome to the stream. I don't know who that was that just joined, but welcome. Anyway, um, if you don't want to listen to me rant on about the police, I would highly suggest you leave. But I'm gonna allow my emotions to run free right now. So welcome to the stream anyway. My chat is open, so if you do chat, I will see it. I just don't think I'll be able to hear it because I have my volume down a lot. But where I was back to the whole me ranting. I've had police in my life a long time. I very, very much support the police, and I want to become a police officer. When I grow up, I'm of course gonna have to do little jobs here and there to be able to do it, and get insurance and all that stuff for my vehicles. But whatever. The point is not that, but to talk about the police officers that are being killed right now. On Facebook just today, I saw over 4 officers involved things of shootouts with suspects and officers just being either killed or dying. And a lot of people very, very much don't understand how, please don't just put it very blunt, those officers that are being killed by people are human. They are parents, usually. One of the officers that I just saw had, I believe, 3 kids at home and a wife, and he's not going to be able to go home tonight, or whenever he was put to rest. I'm going to put it very, very, very sugar-coated right now, so I don't make too many people mad. I'm not saying that people that are being killed by police are not human either. They are too human. They are put down because they are making wrong decisions. People right there are getting a very bad image in their head. And I want to put that to rest right now. Police do not go out every day thinking I'm going to go shoot someone. They do not do that. They are human. And I am going to very much stress that throughout this live stream, that police are human. They do not want to go out and kill. I have talked to many, many police officers throughout my life, and my parents have too, because of my mom being a security officer herself. And she knows many, many people that are police officers, and it haunts them at night, knowing that they took someone's life, and them not being able to go home to their families at night haunts them, and it haunts everyone that they're dead. And it's these people right here in this uniform, and even in this game, disrespected. But it's these guys just doing their jobs are getting killed. I tried doing this on Facebook today, and I just couldn't get it done. But I'm going to sound really religious right here for a second, but just know I'm not religious whatsoever. These guys are literally put to work with hand over their heart of God, and it's because of God they do what they do, so they can protect the people that they love. And every day, officer does this, gets to work in uniform, usually not with a helmet, goes to work, jumps in a vehicle like this. Well, usually not busting the window out or anything. And they usually aren't being shot at by the police. But I did just steal one of their vehicles, so of course they will, of course, shoot at me for just a little bit until I do this. But this is usually what it is, guys. And we're gonna do something very, very cheaty that I know. We're gonna go to there. And we're gonna come to game, load game, and we're gonna come right here. We're gonna see this for just a second. Oh, but now let's get to it. I've seen multiple people not go home these last few days on Facebook, and it upsets me. It very much upsets me that not many people are going home now. Like I said, I want to be a police officer when I grow up, and the thing that really haunts me is that could be me not going home. I may be going to a grave site with the flag over my coffin. Um, I don't want that for my family. So we're going to be talking about this right now. Cops in general do not get paid enough to do what they do. They do that out of the soul that they have and out of the respect they have towards human beings in themselves. And clearly I didn't open the right one. So let me just find. It'd be this one, actually. But they don't get paid enough. They do not get the respect that they deserve. And that's what pisses me off the most. In all honesty, I'm not going to be blunt anymore. Or I'm going to be very blunt right now. It pisses me off that people do not respect the police officers in their own town. You see many videos of people just disrespectful, or just being totally disrespectful towards police officers, thinking they are sovereign citizens. In all honesty, sovereign citizens all can go and move across the border. I wouldn't even give a flying frick. And I'm not going to try to cuss as much as possible. But I wouldn't bat an eye if they were just to disappear, in all honesty. Here we go. But yeah, my window is now fixed. They're in vehicles like this. Just like this. Red and blues. And sometimes all blue. And I've seen a lot of all blue police officers right now. And what I mean is their funeral. Them being driven to their own funeral. And that's not right in the slightest. No officer should be laid or being put to rest right now. Right now, a lot of people are mad about Trump becoming president and just everything. And I don't understand that in general. I do not understand why people are so pissed about us being under a new president when, in all honesty, there was a lot of people pissed about Obama becoming president too. And guess what? We did 8 years with him as president, and look at us right now. We're fine. Now people are pissed because of Trump being president. Y'all don't make any sense to me at all. And that's just where we're at as a human nature, is we do not make sense anymore. We're trying to kill off as many people that are trying to protect us right now. And people get the wrong idea of police officers. Police officers do not, like I've said before, they do not want to go out and kill people. When they are brought to that decision of them having to pull the trigger on someone, it haunts them. It really does. And it's not a game to them. It's a game to thieves. They're wanting to play the game of how far can I push this cop before someone gets hurt. And that's all it is. It's a game to them. And it irritates me that people see life and death as just a game. It's like, it's not a game to the people wearing this uniform, wearing that helmet either. It's not a game to these people. People treat it as a game. That's something I'll never understand unless I am the police officer that is being faced by the people that are thinking this is just a game. They won't shoot me. They won't tase me. I'm a sovereign citizen. Bullshit. And that's all it is. It's bullshit. No sovereign citizen would be going, oh, I'm gonna do this and this just to see how much I can piss you off. No. Sovereign citizens are the ones that are saying, oh, you pulled me over because I did this, this, and this. Here's my license and registration. There you go. Now you can get your job done and I can go and do whatever the fuck I'm doing that day. No, people are going to sit there, say, oh, you don't need my license or registration. It's blah, 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 blah. Oh, this is a checkpoint. No, not for me. It's like, who do you think you are? In all honesty, if you come to a checkpoint, you have to. I don't care who you think you are in your brain. You can be fucking Jesus for all I care. You have to. You have to give your license and registrations over to the police officers. I don't care who you think you are. You could be freaking Michael Jackson, and they would still have to have your license and registrations. You could be freaking Trump right now, and you come to a checkpoint, they're going to check your license and registrations. And you notice how that's been a dead. Sorry, didn't mean to hit them. But you notice how that's been like a thing that keeps popping up, the license and registration thing. Yeah, it's going to keep coming up, guys. It's not something they just ask you for just to see if you have it. They want to see it. They don't want to just know, oh, yeah, you have it? Okay, cool. Have a good day. Not gonna happen, guys. They ask for your license and registration so they know who you are. They don't ask you just to play around. Yeah, that's right. And see, I did exactly what police officers do in real life, too. Notice how I didn't shoot that guy point blank? I pulled out my taser? Yeah, that's what they do in real life, too, guys. Surprise, surprise. They don't instantly go to their guns and shoot people like people think. That's not at all how it happens. They go out with their, holy crap, this guy has money. Whew. But no, they go out, tasers first. They ask you to get down on your knees and whatever. You don't do that, you pull something out on them too. And if it resembles a weapon, they're going to shoot you. Point blank, that's how it is. They will shoot you if you pull something out at them. It could be a knife. And if it is a knife, they'll give you a couple chances. You keep coming towards them, they're going to tase you. If you still keep coming after them, that's when you're going to be shot. I'm going with this point blank. No pun intended right there, but you keep coming at a cop with a weapon, they will have no chance or no other thing to do but to shoot you. That's how it's going to go every single time. They will give you as many chances as they can until you threaten their life. And all cops have a different threshold of how much you can threaten them. But once you hit that line of how much you threaten the person, that's where you're going to be shot. Usually cops do not shoot to kill. They shoot to wound. And yes, you're going to be shot. That's a thing. It's going to hurt like a son of a gun. And it doesn't just hurt you, but it hurts the cops because they know they're hurting another person that they're trying to protect. It just doesn't make sense to me why people are going after the police when they're just trying to protect hunters with police. I've never once ever thought about fighting a police officer because I know they're doing their job. They're just trying to protect me, and they're just, like I said, doing their job. If you don't like them, don't get in trouble with the police. Fair and simple like that. And welcome another person to the stream. We're talking about, of course, as you can see, the title. We're having a very controversial talk right now. You came in at a perfect time. Actually, it would have been better if you got here at the very beginning of this, but whatever. Not my fault. But like I was saying, you gotta push buttons, and you gotta push them, and keep pushing them before they shoot you. I just read on Facebook that there was a shootout, and people were belligerent, saying that it was unconstitutional, and blah, 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 and blah. It's like, you guys have to understand what shootout means in English first before you even type a message. Shootout means that there was shots fired from both sides, from the victim and the police officers. And sometimes the victim are the police officers. I'm not saying it's always the person that's the victim. Sometimes the suspect can shoot an officer and run free. It happens. It happens every day. Chicago, just everywhere. And people don't understand that. Everyone thinks that the citizen is always the one in the right. And that's not at all how it is. Usually the citizen that has pulled the gun is not in the right in the first place. Because there is not a single instance, unless you are being stopped for either a felony or a warrant that you have. That's when they will, the cops will come up behind you, side by side, and order you out of your vehicle with their guns drawn. And it is because you've done some pretty screwed up crap in your past that they're catching you for. And that's another point where people tend to freak out a bit, is why are police coming up behind me side by side on a traffic stop? And they're not there to mess around. You can scream out your window all you want. They're gonna get their way. And if you drive off or reach around in your car, and if they tell you to stop messing around in your car and stop reaching around, you continue doing that, that's a sign that you're grabbing for something. And usually when you're grabbing for something, that means you're grabbing for a gun or a knife to come at the officers. That's when they will put a bullet through your head. And that may be very, very blunt, but that's how it happens. They try to end the person as quick as possible. In many cases on videos, it will show that a person has been shot multiple times, and the police are not going over to the person right away to see if they're okay. They usually allow them to sit and lay there, and usually, yeah, they are bleeding out, but that's for their own safety. They don't want to go over to a person in case if that person is just saying, oh, I'm gonna lay here and act like I'm dead, and when the person or the police officer comes up to me, I'm gonna shoot him real quick and in his life. That's why they stand there and wait until the person has stopped, well, squirming around usually, is because they don't want an officer to go into harm's way and possibly get shot. And not many people understand that. They are doing that for their own safety. And usually it's for the person's safety too. So yeah, that's why that happens, you guys, and I can't really put it any other way than that, but they do it for their own safety. And a lot of people are very upset when they see that happen, but in all honesty, they can't do much more than that. Because not even I would go up to a person after they've been coming at me with a weapon, saying, "Oh, are you okay?" right after I have put a round or two in them. That's not how it works. Um, they are trained in instances like that. They go over videos and videos and multiple videos of how to do what they do. They are trained, and people are going to be really ticked that I say that they are trained, but they are. They are very much trained on what they do. They are trained on where to shoot a person. If you are threatening their lives, they're going to shoot for arteries, the heart, or even the head. If you are just coming at them, they'll taser you first. I'm not going to say they don't taser a person first, because they do. And it's usually those people on drugs or coming at them with a gun. And I'm going to put a lot of emphasis on gun, because it is usually the people with guns that usually get shot. And it's because they think they're superhuman. And you might be really ticked with me saying superhuman when no person is ever superhuman. I like that color, so we're going to change this up a bit too. There we go. But just, I don't understand what people's thinking is. And I'm talking now of what I've seen on Facebook. I'm not a police officer. I am a 17-year-old kid that wants to be a police officer, that have had police officers in my life, my whole entire life. I understand how it is. I've talked to police officers. I've been around them, like I've been saying. Not many people have had the instance of being able to talk to an officer about what has happened within their 17, even 20 years of service. And it's not because people don't want to, it's because they're scared about what they see on YouTube. What people don't see is their house life, of them coming home every night to see their family, their kids giving them a hug and kiss because their dad has come home safe from another very, very dangerous job. And people may think, oh, it's dangerous because they make it dangerous. They are not they are not the ones that are making the job dangerous. The people that are making it dangerous is who they're stopping or talking to. I just saw the other day on YouTube a police officer pulling a drowning kid, autistic kid, out of the pond. And a very sovereign citizen, and I will say a kid, blah, 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 blah. Whatever people think when they're tripping off acid. I mean, yeah. I said it. But, guy, I'm not gonna try to sound real racist or anything, but I'm pretty sure he was not white. Oh, someone slap handcuffs on me because I'm being racist. I mean, holy crap. Is that something illegal nowadays too? I mean, shit. But comes over, helps cop out. Everything is okay. Cop thanks him. He radios into the dispatch saying, "Hey, I had a citizen come and help me." That's not every day that you hear a police officer saying, "Hey, a citizen has come and helped me," because, like I said, citizens are too scared to help police nowadays because of what they've seen on CNN and Fox and all of those news when they're just out. Ooh, that's a Sound King XL. But when they're out to face the police, and I'm not saying they face them every single time, but usually it is them just reporting on shootouts between police and blah blah blah, and it's usually the citizen being killed. And it pisses everyone off. It really does. It pisses me off that people are even shooting at the police in the first place. Because in my eyes, that police officer that's being shot at could be me, or my dad, or my mom. And you guys that are watching this, right now put yourself in the shoes of a police officer. And I know it may be a little bit harder if you've had bad experiences with the police, but let's forget about your instances with police. Let's say what you've heard from me is the only thing you've heard of police, that they're human. They don't want to do what they do when it comes to shooting at people. They just want to go home. Now, put yourself in the shoe of a police officer that is just pulled up behind a guy, and let's say, I'm not stereotyping people that drive Hondas, but let's say a Honda Civic teenager. You can tell that he's been having a bad day. He's been driving a little erratic. He blew by a stop sign. That's what you are going to stop him for. Is, hey, you're going to just go up, or you're just want to go up, talk to the kid and say, hey, you blew that stop sign. You rolled through it real slow. There's nothing bad about that. But let's say you get to the window, you knock on the window. You ask the teenager, let's say he's 19, pushing 20. Now, I'm not saying no, 19, 20-year-olds are like this. And I'm 17-year-old. I know a lot of teenagers. They are not all like this. But let's say this one is like this. We're not going to give him a name or anything because I don't want people getting mad in case I use your name. And if I would not want that to happen. But let's say you go up to the window and you see this kid has a gun in the center console. And you say, hey, you're way underage. You cannot have a gun. And yes, you guys may notice I escalated this a bit because this is what happens in real life too. You say, hey, you back up from the window and say, hey, put your hands up. I don't want this to go south. And he doesn't put his hands up. Now, what are you going to do next? And I want you guys to think about this. I'm going to put a color on this truck, and while I'm putting this color on this truck, I want you guys to think, what would you do in this situation? Before I tell you what, I would do in this situation. So, let's put a color on this truck. We're going to go metals. I really like that color. Secondary color will be a nice blue. Darker blue. Oh, that's nice. So, now that we have the color on the truck, now, let's say he doesn't put his hands up. That's not a good sign. You can tell he's getting really mad. He doesn't want to be stopped, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I don't want to stop you either, but we're here now, so let's talk. And let's now think he's not talking to you either. Now, you're now going through your head thinking, what's this kid going to do now? Now let's say that he's starting to fumble around. And you're, of course, backed up from the vehicle. You don't know what he's grabbing for. This is where cops are starting to get a little bit more iffy of what they're going to do. So, let's say you ask him to put your hands up one more time. He doesn't do it. You go and grab for the taser that's on your belt. You pull it out. You ask him one more time. Put your hands up. I don't want this to go south. He doesn't do it. You point at it. At this time, you command him one more time. Hey, put your hands up. Don't want to do this. And I don't want to do this. Being the key words. He still doesn't. You go and reach for the handle of the car. You try to open the car window or the car door. It's locked. Now we're in a dilemma, everyone, of what can you do? You don't want to bash the window in, or reach into the car and just in general, in case the teenager has rolled down the window. Let's say he did. You don't want to reach into the gun because you don't know if kid has a knife on him or anything. So you ask him to open the door. He doesn't. Now you're in a corner of, I don't have the window or the car door open. I can't see what he's doing. He's reaching around his car. Don't know what he's reaching for. I haven't even asked for his license and registration yet, so he should not be reaching for anything. So at this time, you're gonna want to try to de-escalate the situation. So you ask him for his name, his license, his registration. Try to do a little small talk. Try to just calm down the situation. And let's say he's not having any of it. He's not wanting to talk whatsoever. He's just not having it with you. And it's because you're a police officer, and more than likely his parents have told him really just iffy things about police. So you give him one more time. Hey, this is the last time I'm going to ask you. Put your hands up or I'm going to have to tase you. He doesn't do it, you tase him. Now let's say you now have a crowd around you because people have taken notice. And these people see you, and let's say you're in your 40s. You've been on the police. You've been in the police for a while now. Now they see you, and they're recording. Yeah, everyone likes to record police officers, I know. So let's say this crowd of people, they're recording you, and let's say someone's live on Facebook, and now people on Facebook now see a teenager or a 20-year-old or whatever, however old you want to make this person, being tased by a police officer. You just called the police. How dare you? Now what? That is the question now. Is just, now what do I do? And you already have the guy tased, and this is all happening slow motion right now. You, of course, throw open the door, and you grab the kid. He's starting to resist arrest right now. And he's pulling back, of course. And so, as you grab him, you have your taser on his side, saying, hey, if you don't get out of the car, I'm going to have to tase you. Let's say he doesn't get out of the car. No matter how many times you ask him, he's not going to get out of his Honda. So, now let's say he's becoming more violent. He's now throwing punches at you. And yes, guys, this has escalated very quickly, and it would in real life too. I've heard of many people that have had this same situation happen. It wasn't a teenager though; it was a older adult, so he was a little bit more, a little more rugged, I should say. So this kid's now fighting you. He's punching you and everything. And you tase him one more time. He still doesn't go down. He's still fighting you. And now let's say Dad was in the crowd. He sped over because he saw this on Facebook Live. He saw his son being stopped by the police. He got into his Dodge or his little Ford Ranch or Ford Ranger or something, and he is sped all the way down to the police stop. and now he's yelling at you and becoming hostile to you. Now let's say you turn to dad, you say, hey, back off, bub. I'm doing something here. I don't care who you are, you need to step back or I'm going to tase you too. Now let's say he comes and reaches for your gun. That's when a lot of police officers would have a fit, because now you're grabbing for the police officer's gun. So at this moment of time, you're panicked, you grab for your gun, you holster your taser, because cops always know you never drop your your taser because it can be used on you. So you holster your taser and you really quickly grab your gun. Now your gun's out. Now let's say this hotshot of a dad has his gun on him. He reaches for it. You see it. As the police officer, you see him reaching for his gun. You tell him not to reach for his gun, and he puts his hand on it. Well, you're in a situation where now you're going to have to grab your taser. You're having to watch the kid behind you, and you've done a rookie mistake. You haven't called for backup. But you had totally spaced to call dispatch for backup. Now you have two very, very pissed off people trying to attack you. And so your reactions are to get away from the people now. And let's say you do. You somehow get away from the dad and the son. And let's say his dad pulls the gun. This is now at a point where you never want a traffic stop to come to as a police officer. So of course you have your gun out too. You start pointing at your dad, or the dad. The son now goes and grabs the gun that was in his car. And you guys might have forgotten about the kid having the gun in his car too. So now you're in a really iffy spot. You have a dad that has his gun drawn on you, and now or the kid and the father now have guns drawn at you. You're kind of in the spot of, oh shit, what am I going to do now? I'm outgunned. But let's just give the benefit of the doubt to people. Sorry, you guys had to die. I was seeing if there was a helicopter here, but nope. And you guys act like we didn't see me just mow down two police officers. That was not legit whatsoever. And more than likely, they would have just arrested me. I am pretty sure I only had 1 star on me until now. Now, let's use this game as a reference. Now that I've killed 2 cops, I'm going to be killed now too. And yes, I did mean to go over that. So I do have to stop my vehicle now. I'm running on... Usually... No, that's... Glock. Let's say we've now been in a gun shoot. Ow, ow, ow. And I'd be dead by now. And there it is. But, some citizen, let's say, has called the police. And he's told the dispatch what's going on. And now you finally have backup coming, but that's a little too late now. Because now you have 2 people with guns on you, and it's not looking too hot for you right now. So oh, I can't kill myself. Yes, I can. Crap. So you have police coming, but let's say they're a couple of minutes away. I mean a couple. Let's say 10 minutes away from you. That's not good, because things can escalate within 10 minutes. So, suicide. But, let's just keep going with this. Joe, you are not in a good place right now. Let's say some sovereign citizen, and I mean sovereign citizen with a CCW, or a concealed weapons permit, so let's just say someone has CCW. I'm pretty sure that's a CCW. One second, let me look this up. Pretty sure it is. CCW. Controlled. Oh, good. Yeah, that is a concealed carrying. Yeah, concealed weapons permit basically is what it is. Let's say some redneck, really big dude, like 6'2", 200, like 50-pound man, a big beefy dude with a really good bushy beard, comes up behind you and says, "Hey, officer," behind you. You see that you turn around and you see he has a gun now out too. Ha! Crap. Who is this now? Who is this hot shot with a pistol pointed at me? But wait, he doesn't have it pointed at me, but at the dad as well. Now this big bushy beard, like beautiful dream daddy, is behind you saying, "Hey, I got your 6." Now let's say this person, sovereign citizen, is not an ex-police officer, off-duty officer, nothing. He's just a citizen. No military background, nothing. He is just an everyday dude just trying to help the police officer. And now he's commanding the dad to get down on his knees and all that too. And let's say a few minutes have gone past, you can hear your backup coming with their sirens on, and that frightens the kid and the dad. Let's now say the dad, out of fear, with 2 people now pointed at him, he shoots. Not at you, but the guy that was helping you. Doesn't kill the man, but he wounds him really, really bad. He's now bleeding. He shoots him in the leg, let's say. Nothing that's life-threatening or anything. Now you go run back to your patrol car and take cover. Now that shots have been fired, you have nothing else to do but to have your gun out. Your or your issued gun, your Glock. So, shots have been fired now. Your team or your backup have heard the shots because they're close enough. Now you can tell they're really gunning it to get over to you because they don't know if you've been shot. Now let's say you had the foresight to radio into dispatch saying, "Hey, we have shots fired here, and we have 1 hit. We've had a citizen hit. I'm fine, but we need this stage EMS down the block until we get this situated." And so dispatch, of course, radios into your backup, and they now know that shots have been fired, and it was not something in their head, but shots have been actually fired. So they come just screaming down the road trying to get to you. And now they're here. Let's just say now that um, everything has happened, now your backup is here. And they have their guns drawn, and now the two guys are panicking because they know that shots have been fired too. Something's going to happen. So let's say that the teenager now jumps into his car and speeds away. Of course, you have two officers backing you up. One of them breaks off of what's going on and chases the teenager. Now you're down to just two cops, you and your buddy. I'll name him David. I have a friend, David, that I play at GTA with, so I'll name him David. And the officer will be, of course, Aaron, my name. In this instance, the first officer will be your name. For me, it is Aaron. I'm putting myself in the shoes of this police officer. So now David and James, I'll name the other officer James, the one that went after the teenager. David's now coming up behind me, taking cover behind my patrol car. And we kind of look at each other going, what to do? I tell David to go non-lethal, and if you guys don't know what non-lethal means, that means to go with his taser. He pulls his taser out, puts his pistol away, but I, of course, still have mine out. Because it is still a shots fired situation, so we have to have at least one pistol out. Now let's say David, being the hero that he is, he pops up. He has his body armor and everything on, guys. Don't worry about David. He's a smart cookie. Now let's say David pops up to get a taser off on the dad, and dad's not. He's far enough away that taser is ineffective, and David didn't understand that, or he miscalculated it. He popped up, took a shot off the taser. It didn't hit. Now the dad fires again, this time at a police officer. Hits David in the chest. He's now wounded, or walking wounded, as I would say. And now your friend has been shot too. Next person that's going to be shot is more than likely yourself. So now you see David drop behind the police car. You can see that he has been shot in the vest, but still being shot in the vest still hurts. So but let's say that he shot high, so it barely nicked the vest, but has still slowed down the bullet just enough where it wasn't fatal. But you can see that David puts his hand up to his, let's say, his collarbone, pulls his hands down, and it's just covered with blood. Now you know that your friend has been shot and is actually just full on walking wounded. He's now bleeding, and now he's gonna need EMS attention as well. Now you have no choice but to return fire. And with the training and everything, you shoot at his abdomen, and it's nothing life-threatening. The dad drops, but he's still shooting at you, and he's now actively shooting now, or he is now actively shooting at you. So you have no choice but to go into what police call a gunfight, where both sides are actively shooting back and forth. And at the very beginning of the shots fired, it would have been a or actually no, until right now, no police officer had fired a shot. They've been just using tasers, non-lethals. So now you're in a gunfight. You have more backup coming, blah 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 blah. Everyone knows how police works. But you've now shot the dad once, and he's gone down onto his knees, but he's still firing at your police vehicle. And bullets, of course, unlike in this game, go through, or sometimes, depending on the caliber of the bullet, they will go through a vehicle. Thankfully, the gun that this dad is using is not powerful enough. You can still hear it plinking off the side of your vehicle. You know you're being shot at, so you pop over the, ow, God, that hurt. You pop up and you return fire again, this time hitting the dad in a carotid artery, not where you meant to shoot whatsoever. You meant to just shoot him in the hooker, but you meant to shoot him in the shoulder, of course, with you shaking because your friend has just now been shot. You're shaking a little bit, and it ended up being not where you wanted to shoot the dad. He's now been shot in the carotid artery, and more than likely he's going to he's going to die if you do not act fast. Now let's say this dad, he's a tough son of a gun. He still is shooting at you. Let's now say that this story is going to turn for the worse. This time the dad hits you. You get shot in the leg, where it's not protected by any armor whatsoever. Now you have no choice but to shoot to kill. And due to him putting the police officer in that decision, you put a bullet where it counts. You end up putting him down, and now, because you, your friend, and the citizen are all shot, you pay more attention to your friend, yourself first. Then once you're fine, or once you're good to go, you go to David, see how he's doing. He's totally okay. He was shot in the collarbone. That's hurt, but okay. Now, the citizen, he's still behind the police cruiser with the wound in the leg, but he will be fine too. So now you holster your weapon, you poke your head over the vehicle, take a look at the dad, and you can tell that the dad is gone due to blood loss. EMS, though, had been working on him, and they would. The EMS would work, or try to work on him, but the shot on accident would have been life-threatening, and in this instance, it took a man's life. Now, let's say that news coverage had been happening. They had helicopters over, and now people see live on TV an officer has taken a life of a citizen. People will freak out because they don't understand that the cop had now just saved not only his life, but everyone's basically in that block, because no one knows where bullets are going to go. You could miss, like what happened with the dad. You can miss, and it could go into a building, through a window, and hit a little 5-year-old child, and end up killing that child. And now that family has the grief of their child be dead, and just everything would just go downhill from there. But that didn't happen in this case, and it's not like it hasn't happened at all, because in some cases it has happened. So you now get down. I don't know if I have a stun gun. Yes, I do. Dead. Not dead. I don't know why I said dead. But EMS comes over to you, and you guys go to the hospital. You're now what people, or the police department, David, those guys would consider a hero, because you have saved people's lives. But people don't understand that. People are gonna freak absolute major bull balls, and you're gonna be disgraced by everyone on Facebook because you have killed a father. But in all honesty, it was you or him, and you chose him. Of course, now that this happened, that mother and the teenager that has been caught, let's say, they're going to have the knowledge of their dad being killed in the back of the head. The wife is going to just blow up on Facebook. People are going to go ape crap because she posted a very strong worded thing on Facebook saying this cop has killed my husband for nothing. And now you may be wondering, wait, for nothing? He pulled a gun and everything, but the thing is, she would not put that on Facebook. And so people were going to be like, oh, that cop shot him, and he shouldn't have, and blah, 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 blah. Well, that guy shot at police officers, so he got put down. People don't understand that, and it sucks that people don't, but it happens every single day. And yes, guys, I just put it back where we're not going into the story anymore. We're coming back to real life, guys. It happens every single day. And it sucks. It really sucks because every single day people are being put to rest. And it's not a funny thing to go over, and it's a really upsetting thing to go over. But it happens every single day, every day of the month. Well, usually not every day, but you understand what I'm trying to stress. It happens. And people don't understand that it happens. And people get ticked off, and people freak out saying that police don't matter and blah 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 blah. In all honesty, police do matter. If it weren't for them, there would be killings every single day, every single second, every single hour. There would be a killing because we would have no authority. And that's what police have, is authority. But people don't act like they do. What we need to do, guys, is when you see something go on, you guys need to call the authorities. If you can, if you see a cop having an issue, you got to step up and help them, guys. It may be scary, but it will save an officer's life, and it may also save some civs' life, or civilians' life. You just don't know unless you do it. So, yeah. guys, that's just how it is, you guys. You may just think I'm blowing smoke, but in all honesty, you can ask every single officer in your PlayStation, they would say the same. They would love for help. And it's just that. It's help, you guys. It's not anything more than that. It's help. So yeah, guys. Now that that's over, now that I feel a lot better after going over this, um, we are gonna stop. I forgot to put lights on this, but I'm gonna stop ranting, guys. Hope you guys understand what I'm going or I'm trying to say. Um, I know it's really kind of a like me blowing smoke and everything, and it may be like that. Um, it just depends on what your thought is about police. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Um, I'm gonna end this here so this can go up on YouTube, and hopefully this doesn't have any blowback on me because of me trying to say what's right. So you guys, and if you guys were wondering why I made this blue, it's because yes, blue lives matter. That's how it will be. So you guys, my name is Desert Wolf 618, and much respect for the police officers and you watching. Have a good day, and God bless.